Hello everyone, and welcome to the next, don't know why that popped up, the next episode in the Prewave tutorials. Last week we didn't have an episode because I released this free track called Defender, and I thought it would be good to actually cover that in this week's episode. So basically, opened up the project, and here we go. And if you don't know what the track sounds like, then you can just head to our Facebook. No, you can head to our YouTube channel and check that out. Or you can just head to our Facebook as well, facebook.com/Prewave podcast, and listen to that. But here it is. And bear in mind, my laptop is slightly dying, so it probably might, well, look at it, it's on 60% right now, and I'm not actually playing anything. So this is what it sounds like. So you get the idea, and as you can see, drums, bass, vocals, the leads and the effects are all separated into different channels. To be honest, I've out of every other projects I see, I don't really see much grouping like this. There's a lot more. People use a lot more groups than me, but I just find that a lot easier using groups this way. Keeps everything clean and tidy, and then I can put that into subs within. I've put the strings here into its own sub mix. Apart from that, nothing else on the track. It's pretty basic. I mean, there are 34 channels. In fact, I'm not even using the sends, so 34 channels worth of everything: audio, effects and synths. So I'll just try and go through each element. Got my kick here just from the Nicky Romero kick plugin. It's just a preset, and I did a bit of EQing in that. I've actually took quite a lot from the high end. I took away a lot from the high end. must have just sounded good. I've not actually looked over this project in a while. Got 2 claps here layered. I'm high passing it. Don't know. I didn't actually know what this plugin did, but it clearly just sounded good. Compressing it as well with the Wave CLA2A, which is a brilliant compressor. Use that on pretty much almost everything. In fact, yeah. Got this drum loop, and I haven't actually even done anything to it. I haven't even high passed it, oddly enough. Got Kickstart, which is another Nicky Romero plugin. It's just a sidechainer. I've also got the Waves S1, which just basically widens the sound, puts it more into the stereo field. I've also got these weird kind of cool drum filter things. It's like a kind of roll like a and I'm just making that really kind of occupy the mids. And yeah, I've got the S1 imager on that again. Got it being sidechained to the kick. I've also got a ride cymbal. If this is what I think it is. Yeah, it's pretty much just white noise directly from Massive. Put the effects on Massive. You can hear the reverb and the dimension expander. I've got a bit of EQ, taking all the low end away, of course, and I'm doing that again with EQ8. And I've got that side chains again using Kickstart. And I've got some more hats, slightly pan to the left. Just another loop, really. And then that whole bus, the whole group has a CLA2A, and then it also has a CLA76, which is just a different type of compressor with different settings. Like the CLA2A has a fixed attack and release time. We just can mess about with these on the CLA76. So I just kind of did that by ear, seeing how it sounded. And then we've got the cool kind of bass noises. And that pretty much just sounded cool. I just experimented. Here, I've got quite a lot going on. I mean, that's quite an excessive EQ. And I've got sausage fat there. Fab filter program. Yeah, exactly. That's just taking away the sub area. Put on this weird kind of, I can't even remember what that is, if it's a phaser or a flanger. But there it's put some automation on some stuff, especially the filter. Just because it sounded cool. Pretty much that is. It was all about the processing for that, and I copied that over again. All except instead of being a mid sort of sound, this is a lot more high end. As you can see, I've really boosted the highs just to sort of accentuate that. You can even hear it clipping slightly, but I thought that was actually quite a cool sound, because it sounds more analog, I think, and even the CLA2A gives some analog sort of feel. Exact same sound again, all except I've got the filter here opening up, and it kind of gives a cool sort of dubsteppy sound. But as you can see, it's pretty much the exact same patch that I've just copied over. And just tweaked little things about it. That pretty much sounds similar, but I've actually froze the track and committed it to audio, which saves a lot on CPU. Because that was quite a similar sound, but just put an auto filter on that. Then similar thing again, only except the sub is slightly kind of moving again. which is a really cool thing because if it's not just going boom 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 like a kick, it is sort of moving and is a lot more interesting. Yeah, if you've got headphones on right now, or if you've got monitors, you'll be able to hear that. And I actually had to put on the filter, the EQ, and cut the high ends twice. As you can see here, there's actually quite a lot going on in the high ends. Whereas I do it again, and then I've managed to get rid of that slightly. So I think no, actually, look, I've cut it here as well using the filter, and added a bit of saturation to make it more analog sounding. So using the EQing and filtering more than once is definitely a thing which I have to do on quite a lot of occasions, to be honest. Because after you use another plugin, some artifacts will get introduced. Analog ones might introduce some sort of hiss in the high end. You might want to get rid of that. But anyway, here's next thing. This cool sound is actually coming from this guy over here, the Novation Ultranova. So here is actually the MIDI still, just playing a simple note, and I sent the MIDI out through the USB. And then actually the good thing with Ultranova is you can actually record directly from the USB. So I pretty much just did that, and then the modulation you're getting is from that same plugin, the phaser or flanger, which is a way back. There you go, there it is there. And I thought that sounded really kind of techno-ish. I thought it was really good. In fact, I think it might be the grain delay actually, because you get to alter the pitch. But yeah, I thought it sounded kind of cool and techno. Then I've just got some vocal sort of one shots here. Oh, should solo. There, I'm actually put that through a vocoder. I was just messing around, trying to see what sounded cool. Got that, and I think actually, yeah. Oh no, I didn't actually. I just put it down 2 semitones to match with the key of the track. Managed to find these cool vocals as well. Just kind of give it that deep house vibe, sort of, and just chop them up. There you go. Added the RVox, which just kind of gates and compresses a bit. Added Valhalla Shimmer, which is a brilliant reverb. Can get like tails up to about 60 seconds or so. That's about that. Then I've just got this cool sort of, I thought that sounded like a really cool sort of techy deep house sort of stab. That's been sidechained. Not a lot's happening to that apart from on occasions adding a ping pong delay, but I think that sounded great the way it was. Got this one here as well, which is the exact same, only except it's reversed. As I say, it sounds completely different. In fact, do what I did. There you go, I put it up an octave, which I love about Ableton. The way to just pitch and time correct stuff is brilliant. A piano's just playing one note, but it seems to just kind of work. And then I've got my synth sub. String sub, I should say. Which I imagine will have a volume. There you go, there's and I like to use utility for volume automation, because I hate to, if something doesn't sound right, then I need to delete the automation, then you bring the track down, and I think it's just great to, if you've got something in the mix, you turn it down, sounds good, then you leave the automation to the utility, so then if it still sounds too loud, I can just turn this back down again. Go through the API 2500, which is based on the old analog gear, most of the wave stuff is. There, I just put on the strings preset. Going through the CLA2 again. Like I said again, 5 Pro Q. I've got 2 instances of this. High passing. In fact, well, there you go. That kind of just. Can I swear? I'll just say pooed right in my point. Or if I said shat, I think only Scottish people would understand that anyway. And then I've just got some. In fact, the effects are actually quite cool because they're tonal. So they're in key. Let's do this. Well, that didn't sound in key, did it? But there. Well, they're in key. And they're literally just from me going around. And I mean, that says B on it. So, and I always write down in these little markers what the key of my track is. So F minor. So that says B on the sample. So then I just transpose it up 6. As simple as that. Always using the Pro setting, the Complex Pro, because that does the best for, well, pretty much not making it sound shit. And then I always use these little markers to know where I am. F minor, there's the break, there's the drop. I also put in that little CLA drums just for me to remember. I'll put that on later once I'm mixing each individual group. Then I've got the break, drop, outro, end, blah, blah, blah. So I can just automatically do that and I go, right, that's the whole track. And the thing is, that is the whole track. There isn't much going on. I'll talk to you about the master channel, but the only thing, the drums is the only group that actually has some processing going on. The master has quite a bit. Don't need anything below 30 Hz. Small dip, 2 decibels, 200 Hz, just to get rid of some slight muddiness, and then a boost in the highs. I'm also using Ozone stereo imager to completely make the frequencies below, you can see here, 156 Hz. Everything below that, minus 100, which means it's completely mono. If it's plus 100, it'd be completely stereo. Using the glue to just kind of get rid of some transients. It's not doing much. Just getting a little, mostly from the kick, to be honest. Yeah. Basically just try to trim the edge off the kick using the multiband dynamics on Ableton's own multiband compression. Oh god. Same. This is basically, this guy I've got highlighted here is basically the same as the glue. Same principle. Everything what's out Ableton is Ableton Live 9 got it. It's just a kind of, I'll need to actually read up about it, but it's pretty much the exact same thing. Like I said, it's a different interface, and you're missing some slight little functions. But this is actually a preset. It says catch peaks, and of course the idea is the same as what I've got the other glue set up. I don't want one compressor doing too much when I can have 2 compressors doing a little. It sounds much more natural. It's even to the point there that it's not even reacting. There, a little bit, and it's the clap there. Let's try to reduce peaks off. There. So it's kicking in there, only slightly, because I don't want it to sound squashed. I don't want it to sound completely unnatural. I've also got the Waves L2, which I'm not making it hit 0, because you can still get some slight distortion if you try to get too close to 0. Just limiting it all by -3 again, not too much. However, when I put it into Invisible Limiter, I'm smashing that by 6 decibels, which is quite much. And I've also got it going through Isotope Ozone 5, just the whole thing. They are multi-band compressor. Also got this harmonic exciter, which is just a little bit of sort of distortion and different harmonic distortion in the different frequency bands. And then again, even though I put it through 2 limiters already, I'm putting it through a further 3rd limiter because I'm not pushing it too much. And what you can see actually there is actually noise generated by the analog plugins, like the CLA2A. But you can still see, even though with the amount of mastering plugins I've got there, the signal still isn't smashed. You know, it's hitting 0 more or less, or minus 0.3. You know, so you're still getting a bit of movement there in the green, but you know, you're not getting just this complete just brick wall green. You know, it's not moving up and down. But the thing is, as well, I think the track sounds good to my ears, and I think pushing it any further would just make it sound just too much. I like the way the track sounds, and the thing is, a lot of people seem to be wanting to push tracks even further, even past 0, and just make them so loud, and it doesn't need to be that way. I think if something sounds good, then good. I mean, you need to have a reasonable volume. I'm happy with the way that is, because I'm still getting about maybe average -6 and then peaks hitting 0. You know, so I'm quite happy with that. But yeah, it's all down to you. I mean, this is the way I work. It works for me. You know, that's all I can say really. There's things work for some people, it doesn't for others. But yeah, just try and make sure everything fits well. If something doesn't work, just throw it away. Keep trying. And as you can see, that says 30th of March on. I hadn't even named. I just named the project Bass Music because I thought, I want to make a kind of bass music track with a sort of wubby bass. And 30th of March, I started it, so it only came out last week on the YouTube channel. So I had to count that up there. March. Well, I totally completely forgot about April there. So pretty much a month and a half maybe I worked on it. Not every day. I mean, I could have forgot about it for 2 weeks or 3 weeks and then went back, but yeah, this was just a kind of random track that I thought, I'll make it. So yeah, hopefully that was very insightful. If you want to go over any of my other tracks, just send us a message. You can go on our Facebook, facebook.com/Prewave podcast, or you can hit us up on Twitter @Prewave. Yeah, so hopefully it was insightful, and thanks very much guys for watching. See you later.